just say one or two things, especially, this prayer, group that have been existing for a while and is secretly, being something that I have been, by the grace of God, managing, and God has remained faithful on this prayer group, where we're able to meet few individuals, who have been faithful in their prayer lives despite other challenges. Of course, we are not meeting concurrently, but of course, there are people that are praying in their individuality, who are praying and sharing, their moments of what God is doing in their lives and some of the challenges they're going through in life. And that has really been able to, bring about a great impact in the lives of many who's out of passion, is out of the heart cry, the burning desire in seeking the face of God, irrespective of whatever situations that we find ourselves. It could be a moment of bad, it could be a moment of good. There's nothing that God cannot do as long as we put our trust in Him, because He is a God that remaineth and forever faithful. So there's nothing that we cannot see or experience in our lives that we cannot live to give thanks to God for. So, ForbønsNetværket, as I said, is a prayer moment where individuals that have the heart to pray, it could be whatever circumstances you find yourself, it could be a testimony of the goodness of God's faithfulness upon your life. You can come in His presence and usher in praise, and usher in thanksgiving, and usher Him honor, and usher Him that moment of grace that He has provided for us. And that's why today we stand to mark a decade of this ministry that have stood in prayers. And thank you to each and every one of you. In all, in that group, we are 19 precisely members, secretly praying, secretly seeking the face of God. It's a private group, it's not a public group. And the reason for that is because it's not about the showing, it's about what we do, the heartfelt cry that we cry out to God in our individuality, in our various perspectives of life and whatever we find ourselves doing. And whatever the needs has been, we always put it before God and say, God, here we are, hear us, hear our cry, and make us that which you want us to be. So my dear listeners, dear viewers, dear friends, and dear prayer warriors, those that have given their hearts to prayer in all these 10 years, I want to say kudos to you. I want to say thank you for being faithful and standing with me in this journey of prayers and seeking the face of God. It has not been easy, that's the truth. And it's not every day for these 10 years that I've been praying, no. And I believe each and every one of us too that have found challenges in one way or the other. But one good thing is the fact that we remain consistent, we remain resilient in every of these moments, knowing that right in our hearts, we cry out to God. In our individuality, we still cry out to God. And it has been one of the desired fact that we are able to meet as a group to be able to share that which we have, to be able to cry out together, to be able to share the testimonies, to be able to share the prayer moments, so that others too can partake in it. And that is why this is very important for me to officially, ever since the inception of this group, to come out in person and know this is Ezekiel. This is someone that God has given me the grace to start this group. It's not something for me to brag about, no. It's an act to seeking the face of God and His divine direction at those moments of our lives, at those moments of our hardness, at moments of the difficulties we've gone through in life, knowing that God is always there with us and for us. But these are His promises. And this, as I said, this group is born out of the heart to pray and seek the face of God. And we have our foundation laid in the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 7, verse 14, where it says, if my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray, then I, God, will hear their cry and heal their land. This is born out of the different and vast situations we find ourselves in our various nations. This is a group formed here in Denmark, but it's open to all nations around the globe. And that's why it's a global prayer family network where we cry for our nations with all that has been happening and all the challenges we experience in our lives. And that's why it's very important for us to know and to realize that there's nothing that God cannot do. That which does not exist, and we can say that God doesn't do, is what we will definitely clarify to say it does not exist. Because there's just nothing. Because He is our Maker. He is our Lord. He is our God. He is our King. And that is why we remain steadfast and dedicated to this heavenly call, clarion call, in seeking the face of the Lord in whatever circumstances we find ourselves. So it's a shout out to us out there, you watching and listening at this moment. If you want to be part of this group, you are most welcome. Send in your invitation. Just click on it and then you'll be accepted if you're able to go by our instruction. And it's not a group. Why we did not make it public? Because we don't want to begin to have rational, individual ideas or thoughts that is not in line with the vision of this ministry. And that's why it has remained a secret group for the past 10 years now. This year, ForbønsNetværket is 10 years. So to God be the glory. We give God praise because He made it. It is Him. It's not about us. It's about Him. All He desires is the heart that we have shown and given into it for Him to lead us. Despite the ups and downs in our lives, despite the ups and downs that we see happening around in the nation today, variously. A practical example I will give from where I come from, Nigeria. We know all the situations that's going on in Nigeria, the leadership, the challenges, the political, terrain, the insecurity, the economic hardship that many are going through. It calls for prayer because we can't do it on our own. And that is where God is saying, if my people, that's where God is urging us. God is encouraging us. If my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and seek my face, then will I hear them and heal their land. Who wouldn't desire healing in his circumstances? My beloved brethren, this is where God is calling us, seeking us, for us to seek Him and depend on Him, because He alone is our God, and with Him we can overcome whatever challenges we find ourselves, because that's His promises in the book of 2 Chronicles 7:14. So I encourage you, be part of this. If you have the heart to pray, come join us. And this segment, we call it moments of being in His presence. And I believe from our various places of worship, like me, I just finished that's why I was a little bit late, because after the church of fellowship, I had to quickly jump into this, based on the timing. And I believe quite a number of us also are still probably in our place of worship, and then some are probably at home. It doesn't stop you. You could be at work, could be just start a few minutes, and we want to make it as more like a weekly or monthly gathering where we're able to come together, and seek the face of the Lord and say, God, we thank you, and usher in our challenges, and usher in our prayers, and usher in a prayer of thanksgiving and supplication for Him to help us through whatever we're going through. Pray for our families, pray for ourselves individually, pray for our works, pray for our colleagues, pray for our businesses, pray for our studies, pray for whatever you find yourself doing as a career. When we seek the face of the Lord, victory is ours. And that's what this group is all about. It's for people that have the heart to pray. It's a global family network prayer warriors, consecrated and dedicated in seeking the face of God. So I want to encourage you out there, watching and listening right now. Be part of this. As I said, it's a secret group, it's not an open group, and will remain secret group for quite a number of reasons which we know that are happening out there on the social media space. So we want to, as much as possible, try to curtail, because we're not out here to showcase. If not today, this is 10 years, a decade, this group has been existing. Now, quite a number of them never know, except those that are in, that knew about the existence of this group. In as much as the ups and downs, we try to be able to keep it going. So I encourage you, I invite you, come be part of this. If you have the heart to pray and seek in the face of the Lord. And I believe you, He has never failed us. And that's why this reminds me of this song. I will follow Jesus. He has promised He will never fail. His faithfulness is forevermore. His faithfulness is forevermore. He has promised He will never fail. I will follow Him. I will follow Him. Oh, He has promised He will never fail. His faithfulness is forevermore. His faithfulness is forevermore. Yesu ya akawota beze ya shemupa. Yesu ya akawota. Yesu ya akawota. Yesu ya akawota beze ya shemupa. Bangaskirmu shize chichemu. Bangaskirmu shize chichemu. He has promised He will never fail. I will follow Him. I will follow Him. Oh, He has promised He will never fail. His faithfulness is forevermore. His faithfulness is forevermore. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you being part of this group. You can see it on my Facebook. It's out there. It's just for you to click, check, and then able to sign in. You're most welcome. As I said, you have the heart to pray. You are welcome to join us. And we'll keep praying for ourselves, our homes, our families, our individuals, our careers, and the church of God, the people, the nation, our government, in as much as the Bible encourages us to pray for our leaders. We need to pray for them, for good governance, and for safety in terms of insecurity that's hampering here and there, not just only Nigeria, but other parts of the country. Permit me to say that we are so grateful to God for raising a leader like the one in Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore, that everybody's talking about. We are seeing it, but I'm just so amused by the fact that how quite a number of people remain blind to this and they kick against it. But you know what? I believe so much in this, and I believe it's the time for us to rise as a nation. And God is doing it. So don't just sit down there. Be part of it. You cannot be out there on the field, but you can be out there on your knees, right in where you are, to pray. That is your weapon. And we have a God that hears us. We have a God that answers prayers. We have a God that will heal our land. Thank you so much for joining me, and may the Lord continue to strengthen us and keep us holy in all that we do.